honorees may call themselves a group of guys from East LA. But for the last 50 years, this group has been taking their unique blend of rock, blues, and Spanish language folk music all around the world, becoming ambassadors for their Mexican-American culture and creating a sound that can only be described as Los Lobos. When we sat down with the band, David Hidalgo wasn't able to join us. But let's learn more about our 2022 Arts Award honorees, Los Lobos.
It's great to be recognized at national level like this with this award and other things that are starting to happen, which is really a nice way for us to get to 50 years of doing this.
For nearly 50 years, Los Lobos has remained one of the most vibrant bands in America, a group defined by their exquisite musicianship, authenticity, and impossibility to categorize. Started by a mutual love of rock music, classmates David Hidalgo, Louie Pérez, Frank Gonzalez, Cesar Rosas, and Conrad Lozano formed the band in 1973.
Me and this guy Frank started the band Los Lobos, right? And then everybody else came in. All our friends, Louie, Conrad.
Mexican music was always like an underscore of us growing up. Of course, as we got older, we wanted to, find our own music, and that's when we discovered rock and roll. It just resurfaced as we were getting more into, the musicality of things.
We realized that we were on a mission from God, with the Mexican folk music. It was right in the middle of all that, the Chicano movement and all that, and we figured, hey, what we're doing is important,
The group quickly became a staple in LA's vibrant Mexican-American communities, winning their first Grammy Award for Best Mexican-American Song. After a decade, Lobos began integrating the musicality of their Mexican songs with their rock roots, taking the punk genre by storm. Their unique sound even drawing in former member of the Blasters, Steve Berlin, who continues to play with the band to this day.
We wound up in Hollywood playing at all the punk clubs, And it was because the group called the Blasters. They had seen a documentary of us that was filmed in 1976, 75, PBS. And a couple of the guys went to go see them, and they said, hey, aren't you those guys didn't you guys do like a documentary? I said, yeah, whatever. Anyways, they were very interested in us. So they said, hey, you guys want to open up a show for us at the Whiskey, We did that, we opened up for them, and then the rest was history. We were just right deep into that punk scene, LA punk scene. You had all these groups, and then you had Los Lobos, A couple of years later, we had attorneys, we had a record label, booking agent. Oh yeah, we had a van, we bought a van. We decided to jump in it and go across America,
Even as Los Lobos dominated the rock and punk genre, they remained in dialogue with their Spanish roots, reaching international fame with the success of the Richie Valens biopic, La Bamba, following it up with the Grammy-winning album of traditional Mexican songs and doing the score for Desperado, earning their third Grammy.
It was Richie's family. We had known them all along. When they sold the rights to the story, they stipulated that nobody else could touch his music but us. Taylor Hackford, the producer, agreed to it, so that was more or less where we entered.
I don't think anybody really wanted to be rock stars. That's what was cool about it. We just did it because we enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah, well, he's a rock star. We followed everything that our instincts told us to do. Whatever felt right to us, and it felt right for us to, after a worldwide hit, to put out a record of traditional Mexican music. I think it all made us chuckle a little bit that there'd be a La Bamba being listened to in Helsinki because La Bamba kind of paved the way to it.
Fresh off their fourth Grammy win for their love letter to Los Angeles, Native Sons, and an NEA National Heritage Fellowship, Los Lobos continues to thrive, expressing the humanity and complexity of Mexican-American culture to the world.
We had never been anywhere, and we found ourselves in like Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Burlington, Vermont, and we firsthand discovered that there was more similarities than differences.
We met a lot of friends. We made a lot of friends. That's a big part of it. And then, of course, doing the shows and the people, you watch the audience and they're enjoying them themselves and they're having a wonderful time, and it makes us happy. It makes us feel good,
Like Cesar says, we're like on a mission. We're taking our music all over the world to places where no one would have any idea. And at the same time, kind of demystifying what a Mexican person is and what our culture is all about.
And family, we always go back to family,
Family has always been real important. East LA was always important. East LA is what created us, so we never kind of lost sight of that. We continue to think about it and still It's infused in everything that we do.
We've honored a tradition, but tried to create our own version of it.
We're proud that, hey, these couple of guys from East LA, did something, received Grammys. We played for presidents, we played at the White House.
Would I do anything different? I don't know. I might change a couple little things, maybe the hours. But aside from that, I don't think there's too much we would change. It's been a pretty good trip.